computer. Okay. All right. Welcome, guys. I am Gajardo-Cavalcante, for those of you that don't know me, and for those of you that do, hello. And I'm so excited that you guys are here, and I'm excited to be doing this call with you guys. So I started this call off with a song, and the song, like, for me, like I said, it had a powerful meaning, it had a powerful message behind it, and I'm very big on, you know, hidden messages, powerful messages, things that are going to uplift me. There's a time for like booty shaking and grinding, and then there's a time for, like, you know, uplifting and things in life that are going to serve you, right? So I think it's really important, and we've talked about this. I mean, Bianca talked about it yesterday, Stephanie talked about it the day before yesterday. Mindset is everything, right? We know that in this business, it's not just a physical change that we have to find. It's not a physical change that we have to look for, and it's not a physical change that's going to grow our business. It's a mental change. I mean, we're going to change in the inside and out. And so that's why we are constantly pouring personal development in all of our trainings, because at the end of the day, if your mindset is not right, nothing else will follow, right? Like, nothing else will make sense. You'll be kind of like spinning those wheels and just not feeling like you're getting anywhere, and you're going to constantly be feeling tired, exhausted. I kind of call that soul tired, you know, like you're just going to be soul tired. You feel like you're just not taking those steps forward, and you kind of are stuck, right? And so I feel, and I know in my business, so for some of those of you that don't know, I came into this business and I hit the ground running. But that running for me stopped real quick. Like, I hit a wall. I hit a huge, huge wall, one that I couldn't even see over, one that when I looked up, it looked like it was impossible to climb, right? I kind of hit that fork in the road in my business, and I had to make a decision. And can I tell you guys, the missing link, the one thing that got me to overcome that time in my business, that you know, finally made me decide to move forward instead of giving up, because I was there at one point in my business where I was going to give up. I was going to turn in back then you had to fax in a cancellation form, and I had it filled out, and I was ready to fax it, and I sent a Dear John letter to my sister, and I was like, I'm done. Right? I'm sure a lot of you guys feel that way sometimes in this business, and I was there, right? And so I hit that wall, and I had to make a decision. And I realized the missing factor in my business when I hit that wall, the missing link, and the only thing that was going to get me past that wall was my mental state of mind, the way I was thinking. It was my personal development. I had none. I was never engaging in any self-help books. I was never doing the things. I was never conditioning my mind and molding myself to the person that I am today, or to the person that I was meant to be. Put it that way. Let's set everything aside. Who are you meant to be, right? So I wholeheartedly believe that is going to be your driving factor. That's going to be the missing link in your business that's going to get you over any hurdle. Because in this business, there's going to be tons of hurdles. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, because I made a cute little presentation for y'all. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see that? All right, so Mastermind Coach Push, how to create effective call to actions. So like I said, before I jump into the meat and potatoes of this call, which is obviously I'm going to give you guys tangible, and I'm going to give you guys visuals on how to create effective call to actions. Before I do all that, let's talk mindset. Because again, knowing these things and knowing them are great, and you can make a million gazillion notes. Because at one point in my Beachbody career, I was like the best note taker there was, but I was never an action taker. I never took action on all those notes I took. So it wasn't until I was able to finally unlock my true potential in my mind, because it was a mind thing, that I was finally able to, okay, look at these things that I was writing pretty on my notebook and my cute journals that said I was going to, you know, reach it to the top of the world. And, you know, I was good at all that, but then when it came down to it, I never put it into action. I never put it into play. Right. And so mindset is key. And that is why when Stephanie and Bianca and I got together, we talked about, like, what are things that people need to grow their business, right? What is it they need? And we all agreed that it was, God, it's freaking unleashing your true potential and unleashing, like, what is within you. Like, stop holding that in and stop doubting yourself and stop telling those lies those lies and stories that you tell yourself that paralyze you, right? So mindset is key, because that is what's going to unlock your true potential. Now, everybody that's on this call, if you haven't reached a goal, right? If you are struggling and in your mind, you're like, okay, I need to do this training and I need to do that training. And that's what's going to help me get forward in my career. And that's what's going to help me build my business. I'm here to tell you guys that that is not true. You are not where you want to be because you haven't worked enough and you haven't worked long enough to get there. Okay. I would just want to throw this out here for you guys to know. You lack nothing. Use what I gave you, right? You guys don't lack anything. So if your goal was to be a diamond and you're not a diamond, it has nothing to do with the fact that you don't know about this training that I'm about to do. Or it has nothing to do with that you didn't know about social media, Instagram following. It had nothing to do with that, because you lack nothing. What you have is enough. And what you have is enough to build, is to make those steps forward, to put one step in front of the other. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. These trainings, powerful, great. They're great tools, but let's not mistake. It is not the reason you're not it's not the reason you are not where you want to be. Let's be honest with ourselves. We're going to have that. I like to again, guys, I hit that, fork in the road in my business, and I had to make a decision. Am I going to keep playing the victim and keep, telling these stories and, oh, well, I don't have a big social media following, that's why I'm not growing this business, or I don't have, I don't know, family that cares about me, that's why, I'm not growing. If you're constantly playing that victim mentality, that's the reason why you're not moving ahead, right? So I want to rid all of that. And I just want to let you guys know right now, because if you haven't heard it yet, I'm telling you right now, and this is not coming from me. This is not me. You lack nothing. You have everything you need, right? Use what I gave you. We are all powerful and we all have strong suits. If you guys don't know, and I'm sure you guys do, Monica Lopez is my sister, right? And she came into this business 4 years before I did. I was that stubborn sister that did not want anything to do with it. I'm not a salesperson. Don't put me, I will never sell, Shakeology shakes or whatever. Like, I was not that person. I was a very well-respected teacher in the school, and I was the school director, right? So I was the boss when the boss wasn't there. Right. And so I worked really hard to get there, and I had no intentions of doing any of this. Right. So again, I was that. And when I came into this business, okay, when I finally decided, you know what, I need this for me. And when I came into this business and I realized the value behind this business and the tools we have and how we can really help people transform our lives, my story is for another day. But, I had failed business. I was losing weight. My marriage was hanging by a thread. I had it all like falling apart. And then that was when I leaned into this business and I said, you know what, I need help, right? And that was when I finally reached out to my sister on my time, not when she wanted me to. 4 years later, it was my time, right? And that was when I decided I was ready to receive what this business had to offer. Don't ever forget that. It's not about when you want it. It's about the person. Just be there, still doing it when that person is ready, because that person will be ready, right? So your job is to just keep staying there and keep being focused and keep working on you, right? So, all right, fast forward, I come into this business, and I think it was Bianca yesterday that said it, she was like, I was like, oh my gosh, she's describing me. I came into this business and I was trying to, okay, my sister did a post like that, I did a post like that. Okay, I had to cop, right? So I was being somebody I wasn't, right? And at the end of the day, it wasn't until I was who I was, unapologetically me. And if you guys know my sister and I, we are completely polar opposites in the style of the way we speak, in the style of the way we run our teams, in the style of our likes, even the things that we like. We are just completely polar opposites, right? And so I was finally able to say enough. I'm going to stop trying to be somebody I'm not and use the strengths that God gave me, right? Use what I am good at. Use the people, use what's going to attract my people. And it wasn't until I did that I finally was able to now build my tribe of girls, right? So at the end of the day, again, stop comparing yourself, stop looking at others and saying so-and-so is so good at social media, so-and-so is so good. Okay, that has nothing to do with the reason why you aren't where you want to be. Okay, so with that being said, learn to be resilient. You're going to have to be resilient in this business. So Carlos from corporate messaged me before leadership back in like August or was it? No, I'm sorry, like September-ish. And he said, I would really like to interview you and have you do a piece at leadership, which leadership is an event that Beachbody does every year for new leadership. I'm sorry, it was for new leadership. And it was for the new star diamonds in the corporation that go to an event. And so he asked me to talk about this, and he said, I really want you to talk about resilience. When he said that, like a part of me was like me? Like, why resilience? Like that's so strange. And I realized that the story that all the struggles in my life that were happening. I had a 1 year, guys. I had last year, 2019, was not my year, right? In my family lifestyle. Okay, my son had a major traumatic thing where now, for the rest of his life, he's deaf in 1 ear and he has to have a hearing aid. We had a big ordeal with that. That landed us in the hospital for days and landed with surgery and, long road to recovery. To then, in that midst of all of that going on with my son, my baby sister passes away, and that just like brings, which I'm not going to talk about a lot because then I get extremely emotional. So, but I realized that me showing up every single day prior to all of this chaos in my life happening made me resilient to where I was able to still function the actions I need to take to build the business, even when I didn't feel like it and when my life was falling apart, right? Let that sink in. Because I showed up every day, no matter what, right? I instilled the which is basically the daily business activity tracker, guys. I was able to do the business activity tracker even when I didn't feel like it. And that's what you're going to have to do. You need to stop working this business on pure emotions. You need to be able to learn to detach your emotions, still do the actions it takes to build the business, and then go back to whatever emotions you're feeling, right? It's okay to have those emotions and feel them. And that's a part of your story, which makes it powerful. But it's not okay for those feelings to paralyze you, where you go days, weeks, even months even of not doing the actions it takes to build this business, and then turn around and have the audacity to say, well, why don't I have a business? Why am I not a diamond or a star diamond? Like, you have the audacity to come and complain that this business doesn't work. No, it's not that the business doesn't work, it's that you're not working. And stop working on emotions. I realized that when Carlos reached out to me, he had seen that. And I didn't even notice I was doing it. I didn't even notice, guys. I didn't even notice. And it took me, again, taking my emotions out, taking a step back and saying, holy crap. When that happened to my son, I still hit SC20. When that happened to my sister, I still hit SC12. I was still able to help people. I was still able to help people when I was feeling helpless. It doesn't change, though, that I have tools that are going to definitely help people, right? So why stop sharing those tools? Stop working this business on your emotions. Now, again, your emotions, they're important and I value them, but you have to understand this is a business. Start acting like it's a business, right? So start working it like it's a business. Don't sit here and tell me every single day of your life when you go to your 9 to 5 that you love it and you're in the mood for it. You're not. You're probably driving on your way over there, hating the fact that you've got to go there. Your emotions are telling you want to call in sick, right? You're trying to figure out a way to call in sick, right? You're playing those mind games, right? So, but you, guess what? You show up anyway because you want a paycheck, right? Treat this business the same way. Even though you don't want to show up. That's when it's most important, because then you're going to actually learn how to create a machine. Melanie Mitchell for me is like a machine. That woman, no matter what's happening in her life, she shows up every day for her business, right? despite what she's feeling. So do your daily tracker, even when you don't feel like it. All right. And at the end of the day, it is your job, not anybody else's, not your upline. Okay. When I'm feeling like I am not on top of the world and I wake up, you know, like I always call it, my soul is tired. Okay, when I wake up and I just can't really pinpoint why I'm in a mood, but I'm in a mood and I don't feel like doing anything but laying in bed and watching Netflix, it is not my coach's job to get me out of it. It is not anybody's job. It is your job to figure it out. So it is your job to figure out how to get out of those bad moods. And this is something that I've constantly, I'm sharing this from experience. I will lay in bed, okay, self-sabotaging myself. And all I keep telling myself, Veronica, is this serving you? Veronica, you know this is not serving you. The last hour that you spent watching the show, don't press play again. Don't let the next episode show up. Veronica, stop. Is this serving you? And it's that question, that mind battle that I have in my head that makes me snap right out of it. And I go, okay, no, enough. And I'm going to go figure it out. And I'm going to go, you know, work out, plug into devotional, listen to a sermon, do a self-help book, You Are a Badass, or Girl, Go Wash Your Face. I have figured out what works for me to get me out of it, right? I don't rely on anybody. You cannot rely on anybody to get you out of those bad moods. And it's okay to be in those moods. You're human. We all. I am not immune to those lows. My upline is not. You know, the leaders in here, Stephanie and Bianca, we're not immune to lows. We're not immune to those moods. You're not the only one that feels it, the overwhelming and the anxiety. You're not the only one, right? So, but it's your job to figure out how to get out of it, right? And it's okay to lean into the team. Like, my team didn't realize it, but this morning I needed them. I woke up in one of those moods and I leaned into the team and I was like, you guys, I'm so proud of you, la, 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 la. And they had so much, you know, I'm so excited for this and that. And that brought me out. That lifted me up, right? So yes, use the team and use the community to help lift your spirits, but it is not their job, and don't rely. I'm sorry, somebody unmuted themselves. Please mute yourself. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that. You're going to have to build some tough skin in this business, and you're going to have to be resilient, because life is always going to happen around you. Okay, life is always going to happen. If it's not one thing, it's another. And if you keep telling the story that the reason I haven't built this business is because I'm waiting for this season of my life to pass, guess what? That season's going to pass, but another season's going to come. And then you're going to wait, and then you're going to do nothing. And then you're going to take a step back and go, oh my God, a whole year has passed. What am I doing, right? Let's avoid that. So I'm a big believer. Life doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. Even the bad. Okay, I've gone through a lot of bad. They're lessons. There is lights and lessons and hope in those dark stories. Okay? So, with that being said, let's get into the meats and potatoes of this call, because I know you guys are probably like, oh, that's great. All of that is great, PD, all that fluff stuff. So tell me, how do I get some call to actions out there that people are actually going to listen to, right? Like how do I get people to look at me and stop? How do I get people to stop scrolling and then see me and go, whoa, wait, check this girl out, right? So one thing that I've learned is share your story. Nobody can take it away from you. It's unique. It's like your fingerprint. Nobody has the same story as you. Nobody. That is your power. Stephanie nailed it when she said, that is your power. And she is damn right. Not stats. People don't want to hear stats. Well, what if 5 people say that Shakeology is like the greatest thing? Nobody gives a rat's about that. They want to know how it makes you feel. They want to know, what does Shakeology do for me? Dude, Shakeology today, I was 5 days backed up and it finally let me go to the bathroom. That's a damn great story to share. Okay, share your story. And you tell yourself all the time you don't have one. You freaking do. Stop telling yourself you don't have a story. All right, so share your freaking story, because it is your superpower. Your story will draw people towards you, right? So your story is what's gonna other people say, oh wow, I can relate to that. Interesting. Okay. But don't think that they're gonna act on you and say, I'm gonna join your team because you and I share like the same glasses. No, it doesn't work that way either, right? But you keep sharing your story because people are gonna say, oh, that's the glasses girl. Let me see what she's up to today, right? Because you've already kind of drawn them to you, right? So share your story so people are drawn to you. Your people. Let's rephrase that. Your people are drawn to you. Okay? And your story should include your struggles with a solution. Do not on social media, and I'm very big on this. Again, guys, I've gone through a lot of lows in my life, but you will never, ever, ever see me talk about a low without a solution. I'm here to share testimonies. I am not here to play victim. I am not writing my story as a victim. I refuse to be a victim. And I refuse to be a victim for my kids. So you better be sure I'm gonna tell you about the low I was in, but I'm gonna come follow it up with a solution, with a testimony, with how I was able to get out of it, right? So you have to add value to your story. So playing the victim and saying, oh my God, life sucks right now. I'm so anxious. Like I lost my job because of the pandemic and I don't know what to do. And guys, please help me. Where's the value in that? You know what, guys? I lost my job today and I really honestly, don't know what to do. But today I decided I'm going to make masks and I'm going to turn around and sell that. Anybody want masks? That's somebody that is coming, like they have a problem and they're coming with a solution, right? They're figuring it out. They're their own hero in their story. They're not playing the victim and wanting somebody to come rescue them, right? Who's gonna follow somebody like that? Just think about that. Is that a leader quality, right? Somebody that plays the victim all day long and tries to convince themselves that they're the victim in this world. Nobody's a victim here. Nobody. And let me also share this. Good stories are full of conflict. They are confusing, have pain, and are super messy. Those are good stories. Tell me, what movie are you going to watch that it's like this person had an amazing life, rich since they were born, everything was great, and then they became richer at the end of the movie? Who the hell's going to watch that? Right? Share your freaking mess, because we all have, nobody's life is like that. First of all, nobody's life is like that, because we all have, messy stories. We all have, pains points in our stories. We all have confusing stories, right? Some stories that just don't even make sense. Like, I woke up today and I don't even know why I feel the way I feel, but you know what? I'm going to go pray on that. I'm going to go like work out. I'm going to go like, I don't know, go to the pond and pet some ducks or something to make me feel better. Like right? We all have those kinds of stories, right? It doesn't need, good stories have conflict, are messy, right? But they always have a purpose and they tell a bigger story. So we all have messes in our stories, pain in our stories, but they're there for you to come around and share the bigger story. They always tell a bigger story. They share a resolution, a testimony. So if you find yourself doing a post and you're playing the victim, I encourage you to hold off on that post until you have found that bigger story in that mess, and then come back with an even powerful post. Okay? So that's one thing. We gotta focus on how we are sharing, how we're talking to people. Now, how to tell your story in a noisy social world, right? How do I get people to like stop scrolling and look at me? Look at me, right? I want what is the oh my God, from like Saturday Night Live, look what I can do. Like who's the guy that does that? Look what I can do. And he like does like the most dumbest things. Stuart. Okay, Stuart, look what I can do. Okay? How do we get people to be like, oh my God, look at that person? I love what Gary Vee wrote a book, and it's called Jab, 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 Right Hook. And I live off of this concept. Okay? Jab, 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 right hook. So let's talk about what a jab is. A jab is, I remember when I fought with my husband because nothing fit me and I didn't want to go out. And so to not go out, I picked a fight with my husband because I was feeling insecure that nothing would fit me. I remember when, right? Those are jabs. But then obviously, remember, we're not playing victim. So we do the I remember when, we follow it with today, like you find me in the mall, like more excited than ever to buy clothes because the clothes that I keep purchasing is not fitting me anymore, right? Those are all jabs. They're your story. I used to drink 3 sodas a day, 3 Coca-Colas a day. And I thought it was what was giving me energy. And yes, for a split second it did, but I realized that I needed more than that. And I needed nutrition in my life. I needed to eliminate the sodas and put nutrition in my life. And guess what? I feel amazing. That's another jab. You're not really telling people any, you're breadcrumbing stories and you're breadcrumbing things about you. Another jab. The person on the left versus the person on the right. Person on the left was exhausted, tired, not able to get through the day, by 3:00 crashing. Whereas the person on the right is conquering her days. It has more energy than ever. And usually that's transformations, right? A transformation post. Or I was this person and I am now this person. Those are all called jabs, right? Here's an example of a jab. Here's one of mine. And remember, guys, I told you guys about this post that I did about being soul tired. I just realized something. My soul has been tired, right? And I'm not talking about it is tired. I'm talking about it was tired, right? What the heck are you talking about, Veronica? Bear with me here. When all you want to do is sleep and never feel like you have energy to do anything, your soul is tired. When you don't feel like talking to anyone, ignore conversations, your soul is tired. When you feel down or depressed and really can't pinpoint why, your soul is tired. When the things you have aren't making you happy and you focus on the things that you don't have, your soul is tired. You see, I realized something. There's a difference between your soul being tired or your body just being tired. When your body is tired, there's a solution. Sleep, vacation, some disconnection time. But when your soul is tired, nothing makes you happy. You're just blah. You come back from vacation complaining. I've realized that there is so much good going on in my life that I should be happy, grateful, and blessed. And I realized I wasn't. 10 positive things couldn't happen. 10 positive things could happen, but one negative thing happened, that's it. I was done. My soul was tired. When I realized this, I leaned more into God's word, and it was there that I found peace, comfort, and happiness. So ask yourself, are you tired or is your soul tired? That's a jab. I'm just telling somebody, like, I'm a person. I realized my soul was tired. And I realized that the solution, I brought what was my solution. It may not be their solution, but you know what? I brought what was my solution. It wasn't until I leaned in more into God's word. And there is where I found the peace and the comfort and happiness I was looking for, right? That's a jab. I'm telling people about my story and a little bit about me, all right? Then we got to follow it with a right hook. This is a right hook. I am looking for, right? Like, this is where we knock them out and bring them into our team, right? Hit them with realization. I am looking for, join me. I invited you. Usually in right hooks, these are key words you'll find. Building my team. All right. And this is an example of a right hook. 4 years ago, I said yes to becoming a part of this team that my mom and sister kept talking about. And as you can see, it's real bold. Building my 2020 elite team. That could be you, right? So I talk about a little bit about my success, and then I follow it at the end with question. Are you ready? Drop a comment below if you're ready to join me. That is called a right hook. I am being bold and I am out there. But if you pay attention, it's not jab, right hook, jab, right hook. No, it's jab, 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 jab. Then you come in with a right hook. Okay, I think we prematurely do this all the time. We're constantly hooking people and hooking and trying to get something, and it's just not working. It's just not working. So you need to pay attention, because this right here, these jabs, is what's going to connect you with people. This is where you tell your story. This is where you tell who you are, so that when you do come in with a right hook, they're like, you know what? I can relate to this person. This person, you know what, struggles just like I do. This is somebody that I can relate to, and this is a team I think I want to be a part of, right? So that is some of the tips for social media, for our wall, right? Our pretty wall. But I'm going to turn this over now, and I'm going to actually I practiced this yesterday, so I think I know what I'm doing, but I want to share my phone screen. So let me stop share screen here. All right. And I'm going to come on this call on my phone and I'm going to share. Now I'm going to share with you guys Instagram stories because that's where it's at. Instagram stories is where it's at. And this is where in the Instagram world, you're posting jabs and right hooks in one day. Whereas in your wall, you got to do your jabs, and come in with a right hook every so often. You don't want it to be too, jab, right hook on your wall. But on Instagram stories, it's a different ballgame. You can jab and right hook the same day, right? And so let me show you guys. Hold on. All right, let me see. There I am. Okay, I see me. Hi. Okay. Then I need to come here real quick and I need to make my new phone. Oh my God, why is it not giving me that option? Okay, show manager, there we go, okay. And then I need to make my new phone. Guys, sorry, bear with me here. I am doing something different. Let me lower this. Can you guys still hear me good? Okay, there we go, got it. More, and make host, change host, boom. See, I practiced yesterday. And now I'm sharing my screen. Guys, see that? Woo, woo. All right. Okay, so this is my phone. Welcome to my world. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys how I use Unfold to do those right hooks all the time. And this is called story building. This is something that, honestly, Christina Delgado and my sister and all the top leaders, I mean, you could see it on all the top coaches. They do this all the time. And I found that I was using before Canva, and then I was also using other programs, but it wasn't as good as this one. And I just started using this one like last month, and I love it because it saves your files, it saves your stories, and then you can go in there and keep the wording and just change pictures around. And I love that. So if you guys don't have this app, it's called Unfold. I highly recommend it. Oh, let me go back here. You see it? Unfold. It's the white icon. Okay, so I come in here and I have it like where I have my call to action. So that's my coach call to action, very straight to the point. I'm building my 2020 Rockstar team. So these are all Instagram story buildups, right? So it talks about you must go all in with your health and fitness. Want to earn $500 to $1,000 your monthly income? Have big visions. You must be fun to be my team. In the last 4 years, this team has helped me get through tough times. This hard, I don't even know what I write. This hard time is proof that we need health, human connection, and extra income. We offer all three. So then here, it's join me. I put real big here, join me, and I always leave it with like a little thing for them to drop their emails or something. So this is a very quick to the point. Hey, this is just about the coaching aspect. Like I'm building my team and I'm looking for team players, right? But we can't constantly just do that, right? We have to change it up a little. This one is just about fitness. So this is just fitness. This is for people that want to just lose weight, not interested in business building, right? But just want to lose weight. So how would you feel if you lost this amount of weight or maybe even 100? So here's the thing. Results like these are completely possible. With simple nutrition, easy to follow programs, and endless support, you can have results. So what's holding you back? Here I put money. Here, time. Well, you know what? You can work out 20 minutes, 22 minutes. And then I put it again. So what's holding you back? Money. All right, what if I told you you can get started with a pack and it's like spending $14 a month, less than $14 a month? right? So I'm talking about the value. Like, this is not expensive. I mean, this is not expensive at all. It's not. I froze. I froze. You know what? Not too bad. It happened one time in this whole entire call. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So are you ready, right? So I leave it with, you know what? A starter pack costs this much. Are you ready, right? So that is a fit one, all right? Now this one is a fit and coaching one. So I put it both in there. Why should you join my team? Well, are you wanting to lose weight or simply get healthy? Do you struggle with nutrition? Or do you struggle with staying consistent? If the answer to yes is any of these, then you belong here. With easy to follow workouts, even the kids can do it, simple nutrition, no cutting out food groups, and accountability, you will get results too. Oh, and did I mention there's a business opportunity here too? See, I did both. Just think, what would an extra $2,000, $5,000 or more do to your family income? Traditional businesses are really hard to open up and cost a lot of money and a lot of stress, right? So, did I freeze again? Ugh, so annoying. I get so mad when I freeze. Okay. So true story. My husband and I, we opened a convenience store, spent over $50,000, and we had to walk away from that store 2 years later with a very broken marriage. I was very overweight, still owing $30,000 in debt. So don't tell me $160 is too expensive. And then here, it costs less than $200 to become a coach. And part of your description is to be the better version of yourself. We'll start with monthly goals that can become big, that your goals can become big. My first year, I added $8,500 to my family income. So I've earned not one, not two, but 3 paid vacations. And I was able to retire myself after 14 years as a teacher. You don't need to have any special experience, hardcore abs, or any large social media, whatever. In fact, this was me when I started. It's a true story. But you will have to get results. And you'll need to be consistent, hungry for success, coachable, develop a tough mindset, and be willing to work hard. So these are called build up, like them. And these are build up posts. And so these are super important, and you can drop these into your Instagram stories, literally, guys, literally once a day. Whether it's a fitness one or, and honestly, they stay there for 24 hours. So I do it like every other day. So I'm doing my dailies, sorry, my stocks. I do my dailies, right? And I do all my stuff. Those are all my jabs. I'm jabbing all day long. Like, I just, tried to stuff a huge strawberry in my mouth, like, that's me. That's funny. Like, that's who I am. And those are all my jabs. And then I come in with one of these, like, hey, you, is this fine? Is this something that you would be interested in doing? So let me stop share. Oh, wait, it's here on my phone. Hold on, sorry. Okay. So, talk to me, guys. That is that pretty much wraps up all of what I wanted to share with you guys. The Instagram stories and basically your jabs and right hooks when it comes to your social media. Let me go through these questions real quick because I see, hold on. Whoa, okay, sorry. Truth bomb, thank you. Be there, still doing it. Amen, so true. Consistency is key. Okay. Bianca, when you were on here, did you see any questions? I froze.
Oh my
Or
God.
we should do a boomerang and let her freeze, and then we'll do a boomerang.
Oh, she's back.
I hear you talking about me. I hear you talking about me behind my back.
We were going to do a frozen post, but we're all in your position that you froze.
Oh God, I hate this. You guys have no idea. And I had AT&T at my door. They were willing to fix it, but then my kids were doing class and the teachers were like, this is the end of the year test. I can't have them disconnect right now. And I'm like, but okay. I don't know how to now go on my phone and give me back. Okay, well, but Bianca, real quick before I forget, did you see any questions on here? Because I'm kind of going through them and I don't see any.
No, the only question I see is there a subscription to have access to the Unfold app?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I just downloaded it. It didn't ask me anything.
Oh, okay, I don't remember. I do have subscriptions. And
I think
like,
there's a,
stuff. I don't know.
I think there's an element where there's a part of it you can get for free. It gives you limited access to a couple of stories, and then if you want to have more of the features, you can unlock and you pay a certain fee, but it's a small fee.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Blair. Step into owning your store. Okay. I mean, yeah, I don't see any questions on here. Let's do.
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so how do you come up like with what the ideas for these, for those, what is it,
Build-ups?
Yeah, the build-ups. That's what
I totally steal the idea from like Christina, and I know Christina steals it from like others. Like it's just kind of like something the upline coaches do. I steal it, but I also like word it a little bit differently to like, obviously me. But like the concept of like the way the buildup is done, where, hey, want to lose 5 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, and making that individual ones. So when the person's clicking, it's like boom, 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 like that. That idea we get. But we've done so many already that now I like you can even grab one, put it onto a new folder, and even tweak and edit that one so that your build-up's a little bit different. You can add a little bit into there to make it funny. I added a video recently into one of my build-ups. So one of my build-ups is me doing a video. So yeah, you can get creative with it, but the idea wasn't mine, and it wasn't even Monica's, and it wasn't even Christina's, but it's just we, picked it up from somewhere else, and then obviously tweak it to you, right? Make it about you, you're not gonna copy somebody else's and be like, I earned $10,000 in my first year and you didn't, like you gotta edit it to you. And then
the question. I have another question.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I know this because I've already picked your brain on this, but could you share like how you respond when somebody responds to your polls?
Oh, okay.
So say I went on your stories and I saw one of those, and then you had like a little poll and it said I'm interested, and I clicked on that. What would you say to me? What can you walk us through your process of?
Sure. So I have different ways I approach people, and honestly, there's no one right or wrong rhythm of how you do it, and so I want you guys to understand something too. You're not doing something wrong, right? You're not approaching somebody wrong. There's no wrong way to approach the right person, right? So it's not a matter of that you approach the wrong person. I mean, you approach the wrong way. The point is that person's just not ready, right? So let's just rid that first before anything, because I don't want you guys to think that there is a right or wrong way. But here's my way, and this is something I do. So if they like or comment on any of my posts, anything, I will grab like one of my fitness ones because that's the one that I'm trying to draw people into. If they like a picture of my sweaty selfie or whatever, or my tiny little ab that my tiny little bicep here I'm trying to build, if they like it, that means something about fitness appeals to them. Something, what they don't know what it is, maybe I don't know, whatever the case is. If they like or comment, they're gonna get a message from me. And the message is not, hey, join my team. No. This is what we call flirting. We like to flirt with people, right? And so what I do is I'll just say, hey, I saw you loved my, tiny bicep, picture. Thanks for the love. Like I really needed it. Or, hey, thanks for, loving on my, so-and-so post. I really appreciate it. And 9 out of 10 times the person will say, you're welcome. But I always get once in a while saying, oh my God, I absolutely, love your posts. Man, I wish I could do what you do. And then that's when I say, well, wait a minute, you can. Let's talk. What do you mean? And then so now I'm getting so there. It's a way to kind of like open more conversations, but a lot of times the conversations go nowhere. I'll be honest. A lot of conversations go absolutely nowhere. But you know what? I realized they like it again, and when I can see that they liked it a lot of times, then I'll come back and say, listen, woman, I know you've been loving on my posts because I can see that you're like, stalking me. Like, first of all, let's talk about that. But no, I'll say like, I see you're constantly loving on my posts. You know what? Like, are you interested in joining my team? I would absolutely love to give you more information about that. Right? But I'm throwing it on them. It's not I'm over here cold calling anybody. I just see that you're constantly like liking my stuff. So let's talk about this. Like, are you interested in me? Like, you get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I do that, right? Whether they like or comment, I don't care. They're going to get a message from me. Okay. So that's one way I approach people. That is the way I start new conversations. Because I think a lot of people are like, how do I start new conversations with people? That's how. All right. You have to put content out there to find out anybody liking it. And if you're getting the same people that are liking, you're not doing your job in growing your views and your followers. Now, another way, like she said, if somebody votes on it, it depends what the vote is. If the vote is about the fitness side of it, like if they are interested in losing weight, I'll say, hey, I saw you voted on my poll. So talk to me. What are some of your goals? Now I'm going to ask them, I'm going to follow it. And when they answer, I'm going to ask them another question and another question. And I ask like 5 questions before I give them any information. Why? Because now I'm going to use what they're telling me, because when they come back to me with objections, I'm going to be, well, remember when you told me you felt like you had no energy? I really feel like this can be your solution. Well, remember when you told me that you just kind of want to earn that extra $500? Just think about it. What would that do for your family? That is possible here. Remember how you said you felt like, your husband's working too much and you would love to help him? So why don't you think you can do this? So I'll use what they gave me to put it back at them. Make sense? So I don't right away just vomit on them with information. I like to just first like hear them out and see what are they interested in, what are they interested in, and then I'll use what they've told me back at them. So that's how and again, guys, that is a way I molded into that person. But let's be very clear. I was not that person when I became a diamond coach. I was not that person when I became a 1-star, 2-star coach. Okay, I slowly molded into there. So do not tell yourself, oh, I'm not good at having conversations, which is why I'm not successful. I can't stress this enough, okay? I am who I am today, and I'll be somebody, the day I have a superstar team, I'm going to be definitely a different coach that I am today, right? The point is to constantly evolve, but do not mistake that is not the reason why you're not successful, okay? So just want to throw that disclaimer out there because, yeah. Do we have, and love that. Was looking for the upgrade on Unfold. I think it's $19.99 a year. Okay, $20 a year. I think that's a great investment in your business. And if you don't have $20, then go sell a challenge pack and you'll have the $20. So. Any other questions? Was this helpful, guys? I hope this was helpful. And I'm so excited to be like partnering with Steph and Bianca, guys. Like, this is so exciting. I think this was like, it took us long enough, like we've been friends for quite some time now, and I absolutely like love their energy and love, what they stand for. And I was like, you know what, we need to do this. Love it. It was so good. Love the information. Okay, guys. So if we're all done, no more. Oh, picture. You're right. Sorry. And none of that ugly one with me frozen, please. God. Thought you were my people.
Also,
yeah.
Veronica.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I also want to add in there, just because I think, like you said, we took, I think what I love most about this group is how we took fast action on it. You and I talked about it probably 3 days before we were like, we're going to do this. And then we were like, let's get Bianca in. We got Bianca on a call that night, guys. No overthinking. No, we don't have anything planned. None of that shit. We just took action. And that is how things get done. Things
Absolutely.
Get done, not when you're overthinking, looking for, okay, well, let's see, when can we plan this? No, we got this plan.
The perfect time.
We don't have the time, no. So I just wanted to throw that out there because you mentioned it, and I just got that ping. So I think that's what speaks to all three of us and other people's success is just taking that action and just, just going all in.
Absolutely. So it goes to show you guys, like, don't overthink it. There is no perfect time, and there's no right. Like I said, there's no perfect time or perfect way, right? So we're going to grab what we learned from this group, and we're going to make the next group even better, and then even better, and then even better, right? So that's just the nature of life. Let's not even talk about business. It's just the nature of life. So, all right, let's do a boomerang. So Gina, are you able to take your camera? There she is. All right, ready, everybody? Awesome. Guys, it was an absolute pleasure to be on this call and speak with you guys. I hope this was of value, and I can't wait to get to know you guys better and be a part of this group. And let's keep ringing that bell. I'll get so excited when I see that bell. All right, guys, take care and God bless. Bye.